Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, now we'll be here on today, Mr. Roll Up. Broward teen who killed Deerfield Beach High football player sentenced to 25 years in prison. How about that?
New at 6, sentencing day for a South Florida teenager who admitted to killing another teen. A judge today sentenced Keontae Vaughn to 25 years in prison. The ruling comes 3 years after Vaughn shot and killed 15-year-old Ricky Ferguson Jr. He was 14 at the time. Good evening, I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray is your reporter live outside the Fort Lauderdale courtroom where the sentence was handed down. And Joan, an emotional day for Ferguson's family.
This was so hard for Ferguson's family. You know, it has been 3 years since his death. They are still grieving, deeply grieving. As for the young man who was accused of killing him, he will soon be going from this jail into state prison. The family of the victim, though, says they still have many questions. 16-year-old Ricky Ferguson Jr. was a promising Deerfield Beach High School football player who dreamed of getting a scholarship to Alabama State. But that dream died days after Christmas in 2022 when he was shot at this park while watching a pickup game with friends. The accused shooter, Keontae Vaughn, was just 14 when he was charged as an adult with Ferguson's murder.
And I'm going to say that guilty plea voluntarily and
To avoid a first-degree murder trial, Vaughn chose to plead guilty to second-degree murder. But before his sentence, Ferguson's shattered family shared their grief.
I want you to know that you have caused a big hole in our family. You've made our lives a living hell.
Ferguson's father spoke of saying goodbye to his son in the hospital.
Lord is hand, and I say, man, I don't like that part. I told you I don't like the part. And then, worst thing was, when he still being dead, understand my voice, the tears running down his face. That's something that's going to mess me up every day.
The family still has no answers why it happened. Vaughn's lawyer said it was an accident.
There's no explanation. There was no bad blood. He just, an immature 14-year-old, found a gun. You know how the guns are in society right now. It's like, hey, we got a gun. Let me show my friends. And he brought it to the park, and it went off.
The gun was never recovered. At a memorial service for Ricky Ferguson Jr. after his death, his former coach said his legacy will live on.
Take comfort in the joy that Ricky brought to the lives that he touched in this community, at this school, and around the surrounding areas.
Now, Vaughn is 17 years old now. He gets 3 years for the 3 years he has spent in jail, so he'll only be serving 22 years. He will only be 35 years old when he gets out. His lawyer says he hopes by then that he will be reformed and make something of his life. As for Ferguson's family, again, still deeply grieving, they say they hope this sheds a light on the devastating effects of gun violence. In Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS News.
Alright, y'all heard that right? Hold up, check out this video right here. 14 and going to prison. I'm gonna get on his ass too. But let's go ahead, let's get back to what we on. Let's bag it up a little bit. Boom.
Before his sentence, Ferguson's shattered family shared
No. Right here.
as an adult with Ferguson's murder.
And I'm going to say that guilty plea voluntarily and
To avoid a
Right here. Alright. This is what we here on today. Hold up. I want y'all to get a good look at his face. This guy right here. 14 years old. 14. Well, he's 17 now. This case happened 3 years ago. He was 14 when it happened. Do y'all remember the Carmelo Anthony situation that I covered? You know, that happened out there in Texas. This right here is pretty similar. They was at a game in the bleachers, and this guy showed up with a gun. Now the Carmelo Anthony situation, he showed up with a knife. But this one, he showed up with a gun, right? Okay. Now you see this guy right here. This is his lawyer. His lawyer trying to tell everybody that it was a mistake. The gun just went off and it just killed him. No, that's not what happened. How you figure that, Mr. Roll Up? Well, you heard what they said. They never recovered the gun. If it was a mistake, he would have surrendered right then and there. He would have gave the police the gun and all. The gun was not recovered. So that tell you right there that he was guilty. He was trying to get rid of the evidence. So no, it was not a mistake. That's just the defense that y'all trying to use because he's 14. Well, he was 14. Well, with that being said, he just spent the last 3 years in jail fighting his case. Now he didn't got sentenced. He got 25 years. 25 years at the age of 14. So they said he'd be what, like 35 when he get out? I'm 36. Trust me. 20 years in prison is crazy work. You know what I'm saying? I did my little 4 and I got the fuck on. This guy got to do 25 years starting at the age of 14 years old. What did I say about the mental capacity? You see, he's sitting here with his lips chewed up because he don't know what the hell to think. Yeah, he did what he did, but he regrets it. Look at that look on his face. That's straight regret. He can't believe that he did that. I believe that he was peer pressured into doing something, probably hanging out with his boys, and they probably told him, hey, yeah, shoot that nigga. You know what he be on, blah, blah, blah. And it happened in front of everybody. And now he about to serve basically the rest of his life in prison. Nah, yeah, y'all like, yeah, he be 35 when he get out, blah, blah, blah. No. Y'all seen all them parole reactions I done did. There's no guarantee that he's going to get out. It's up to the parole board. The parole board can say, you know what? You was younger than the guy you killed. Flop. And can keep flopping his ass. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, let's go behind the walls. So he been in the county for the past 3 years, which means he more than likely been protected because them wolves in there would be on his ass. But now he's 17 and he about to go to prison. He's going to go to an adult prison. That's probably why he haven't been sentenced yet, because they waiting on him to be old enough to go to an adult prison. So he about to go to an adult prison around all these grown ass men, and he young and don't know nothing about what's going on. What y'all think, everybody? What y'all think about that happening to him? I give y'all a minute. What you think? Yes, he gonna be somebody's girlfriend. Hey, it is what it is. Now, why you say that, Mr. Roll Up? Well, because he young. He's very young. He fresh fish. That's what them guys in there like. They like them young boys that ain't never had sex, never did nothing, don't know nothing. He probably one of them type of guys. He don't know if he like girls or guys yet. But guess what? Them diamonds and them green miles in there, they gonna show him what's for him. And they gonna fuck him up. And if you ask me, I don't think he could defend himself. He don't even look like he got it in him to defend himself. So guess what? He gonna be in there bowing down to the diamonds and the green miles for the next 20 some years if the parole board don't keep flopping his ass and keep him in there. Again, teenagers, don't think you can't go to prison because you are young. I'm running this little series down right now of all of these young teenagers going to prison thinking shit sweet. It's not, man. The system don't give a fuck about you being 15 years old, 14 years old, 13 years old, 12 years old, 11 years old, 10 years old. They don't give a fuck. If you could pick up a weapon and you can use it, you're going to be tried as an adult. That's just how life works, man. Now, this young boy right here threw his life away for absolutely nothing. And he got the rest of his life to think about it. What you think is going through his mind right now? Everybody. Regret. It was a temporary emotion. He probably was mad at that guy over some gangbanging stuff. He probably bullied him a couple of times. Who knows? Whatever it was, now he's sitting here regretting it. Can't believe that he did what he did. And he going where he going. Sad, man. Now let's flip it on his family. This guy. Not the deceased family, not the deceased guy family members. We seen how they looking, what they going through. Let's talk about his family members. Now they done lost their teenage boy that's about to sit in prison basically for the rest of his life. Do you know how many people he gonna lose over the next 20-some years? He might lose his parents in between that time. And he got to deal with all of that while he's in prison. Kids, stay in school, make you some money, become your own business owner, and live your life, man. Prison ain't for everybody. And make sure it ain't for your ass either. How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.